I watched them all the time. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa, Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I watched a lot of basketball.
Five-time NBA champ Magic Johnson practically begged Caitlin Clark to seek some advice from Larry Legend.
And I think that he could give her great advice on how to handle this situation because he went through it himself.
And it's the refs, it's the commissioner of the league, it's some of the team owners. They are so stupid and so bad at their jobs in understanding what they have in Caitlin Clark, who is the face of the league.
Larry Bird may have just done what the entire WNBA refuses to do, and that's offer Caitlin Clark her own team. Yeah, you heard that right. Not an endorsement deal, not a pep talk, not a handshake, and some vague, "we're proud of you" nonsense. A whole team. Or at least that's what it sounds like if you connect the dots between Bird's latest scorching rant, Clark's treatment on the court, and the WNBA's complete inability to protect its one shining star.
Magic offered her some advice. He advised her to seek some advice from Indiana's own Larry Legend. Now, Larry Bird's easily regarded as one of the best NBA legends ever, so seeking advice from him wouldn't be a bad idea. Because just like Bird, Caitlin was not welcome to the big league with open arms.
Boom. More importantly, the league, the refs, you're going to let people take cheap shots like that over and over and over at the face of your league, the future of the league, the most important player in your league?
Is there a contract? A press release? Maybe not. But let's just say if Laurie's got a blueprint stashed under that Celtics memorabilia in French Lick, we wouldn't be shocked. And honestly, it might be the only plan that makes sense right now. Because after watching Marina Mabrey nearly rearrange Clark's face with that blindside shove while she was still recovering from an eye poke.
Marina Mabrey, who, if you don't know who that is, I've been watching the NBA for 2 years now? She's been on 32 different teams in 2 years. She cries, whines, leaves one team, goes to another, demands trade, shoots threes. She's an irrelevant journeyman. She runs up to Caitlin after the whistle, slams into her, knocks her down. Obvious ejection. An obvious ejection. Marina Mabrey, look in the mirror. The reason that you're going to have any money before the end of your career is number 2-2. Nobody even knew who you were or cared about you till she got in the league. So cheap shot her like that, what are you?
Bird apparently had enough. The man who once survived the bad boys Pistons without flinching is now acting like he just watched someone key a Bentley and walk away like it's no big deal. And his solution? Not to beg the league to change. Not to hold a summit with executives. No, Larry's ready to grab a clipboard, a whistle, and start drawing up plays for Team Clark. You want to play dirty? Fine. She just built her own league, or at least her own locker room where she doesn't need to worry about flying elbows during warm-ups.
I believe it's this entire class of WNBA draftees led by Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, call Larry Bird. Ask him for advice.
Oh, I mean,
Indiana, he's already there.
You don't deserve this, Caitlin Clark. Please go play basketball somewhere else and let this league crumble, man. This is just ridiculous.
It's all speculation, sure. But when Larry Bird starts talking like this, calling out players by name, torching the league's culture, and practically offering to launch his own franchise just to keep Caitlin Clark upright, people start listening and whispering and screenshotting. Suddenly, Bird building a team around Clark doesn't sound like a wild conspiracy anymore. It sounds like a halfway decent business plan. And if you're loving this breakdown of Bird's master plan, make sure you subscribe and drop Bird's word in the comments below, because this story gets even wilder, especially when the alternative is watching the WNBA continue to fumble the most marketable athlete it's had in, well, ever.
Ratings go down 50% when she's not there. Ratings rocket through the roof when she is. Everybody has to watch these box office. If the refs are going to let people have open season on Caitlin, bump her, knock her down, throw her down, cheap shot her, it's time for the Fever to wake up like Sophie Cunningham did, say, enough is enough. You're going to do that. You hit us with the feather. We're going to hit you with the crowbar right in the brain. That's what we got to do.
So, if Laurie's making calls, we hope Nike's picking up, because somebody's going to build around Clark. And at this rate, it might be Bird, a startup, or Europe, but it probably won't be the W at this point. Larry Bird is doing more for Caitlin Clark than the league she actually plays in. And honestly, it's kind of amazing. While league officials are busy monitoring the situation, which translates to refreshing Twitter and hoping it blows over, Bird's out here sounding like he's ready to draw up a 5-year plan buy a charter jet, and personally coach Caitlin into the Hall of Fame.
Caitlin Clark, please leave this league and let it crumble. Please, this league does not deserve you. All this hate from these black people, all this hate from these lesbians, these people in the media, just go play basketball somewhere else. Your fans will follow you. We will follow you wherever you go.
If the WNBA won't build around her, maybe he will. He already defended her harder in one interview than half her teammates have on the court all season. Let's be real about this. Bird isn't just watching the games. He's analyzing tape, checking body language, and probably texting someone at Hy-Vee asking if they want to sponsor a new arena. This is the same guy who used to throw elbows at grown men just for looking at him wrong.
What's happening in WNBA is what happened when Magic and Bird went to the NBA.
I said from the very beginning, Caitlin Clark is Larry Bird with a... She plays that game. She's Michael Jordan in terms of her influence on moving the needle for this league. But her game is Larry Bird. And it's not just the shooting. You watch her for very long. Her passing is honestly as magnificent as her shooting. She makes the players around her better.
What's happening in the WNBA is what happened when Magic and Bird went to the NBA. I said from the very beginning, Caitlin Clark is Larry Bird with a ponytail. She plays that game. She's Michael Jordan in terms of her influence on moving the needle for this league, but her game is Larry Bird. And it's not just the shooting. You watch her for very long. Her passing is honestly as magnificent as her shooting. She makes the players around her better.
You were immediately a better player if you were on the court with Larry Bird because he would figure out what you could do, he could see what you couldn't do, and he would get you in a position to highlight and emphasize what you did well, and he would help you succeed in that.
And now he's throwing verbal haymakers on behalf of a rookie who's been shoved, tripped, eye-gouged, and somehow still leads the league in class, composure, and viewership. You don't go that hard unless you see something special. Or unless. You're about one headline away from launching your own Clark-centric basketball universe. It's reached a point where if Larry Bird shows up courtside in sunglasses with a clipboard, no one's going to question it. Honestly, we're just waiting for the announcement. Not an ownership stake. No. We're talking executive director of Caitlin Affairs. His first order of business? Trade everyone who's ever thrown a cheap shot and replace them with people who understand how to play basketball without acting like it's a cage match.
I've never seen nothing like this before in my life where a player gets treated this way in sports, man. I've never seen nothing like this ever, man. This is just beyond wow. Like, I'm just beyond my threshold. You don't deserve this, man. You don't deserve it. Straight up. I get the intensity in games and you know, physicality, but this is just too much, man. It's just too much.
Oh, we're immediately a better player if you were on the court with Larry Bird, because he would figure out what you could do. He could see what you couldn't do, and he would get you in a position to highlight and emphasize what you did well. And he would help you succeed in that. Bird's loyalty isn't subtle. It's loud, proud, and possibly preparing to file LLC paperwork. Now, let's talk about the moment that lit the match, the shove. The infamous Marina Mabrey. Oops, didn't see you there while I was casually blasting your spine. Shove on Caitlin Clark. It wasn't just dirty. It wasn't just unnecessary. It was the kind of move that made every retired basketball legend over the age of 50 scream at their television and wonder when sports turned into street theater.
Something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time.
Clark, we gonna deal with this. Let's say you play till you're 40, you're 23. That's 17 more. We gonna deal with this for 17 more years. Bro, just Caitlin Clark, just leave. Go play basketball somewhere else, man. We will follow you. We will follow you wherever you go. Let this shit crumble to the ground, man.
WNBA basketball, where anything goes.
So, will the WNBA listen? Will they protect their star or watch her become someone else's problem? And what would that new Bird-powered Clark team even look like? There's only one way to find out, and it starts right here in the comments. Drop your hottest takes, your wildest conspiracy theories, or just tell me if you think Bird is seriously about to launch a basketball revolution. Because one thing's certain, This story is far from over, and Larry Bird's moves might just be the spark the league desperately needs. Stay tuned, because the next chapter could change everything.